Okay, so it's been about 2 months since the last time I talked to you guys, and this is the update. Okay, so I was on my second bottle in my last video of the Geritol. My glasses have a glare. I was on my second bottle of the Geritol, and the day after my last video, well, I got my cycle. So it was on for a couple of days and then it went off. So I was like, okay, cool. I got my cycle, everything's good. Everything's going right. A couple of days later, it came back on. So I was like, okay, maybe it's just trying to catch up, da 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 da. So I told my husband, that's my dog, you guys. He's so, oh my God, he's such a big baby. I told my husband, hey, my cycle's back on. He was like, what do you mean? I was like, my cycle's back on. So, yeah. So it was on for about a week or two, I think, and then it went off. And then a day later, it came back on. Later in that day, the next day, it came back on. Then, now this is a month that it's been coming on. So, it'll be really, really light, and then it's gone, it's disappeared. I see nothing. So, I don't use tampons. I don't want to use tampons. I've always used pads. Tried tampons once, didn't work out for me. Never used them again. But I use pads. I was going through. Okay, let me back up a little bit. Let me back up. So my it went off that next day. Later in that day, I didn't see anything, and it came back on, like in the same day. Then the next morning, it was gone. And then it came back on. So my husband was like, maybe it's trying to catch up from all the months that you have missed. I said, okay, cool. That was fine with me. So July came around, of course. And I was light some days, nothing some days, light some days, nothing some days. About a week or two, I think it was about a week into July, it was really, really heavy. And I got cramps, like really, I don't even think they were cramps because it was like I was in freaking labor or something. It was hurting just that bad. But then it went away, but I was still bleeding. So I stopped taking the Geritol completely. Exited out of it, stopped taking the Geritol because it was starting to scare me. So I got back on my iron because if I'm not taking the Geritol, that means I don't have iron in my system. So I was still bleeding. Then the bleeding got worse. And then it started running like water. So I'm going through pads, a 36 pack of maxi pads. The big pads, the chunky ones. I'm going through one of those in 3 days. That's too many pads. Honey, you need to go to the doctor. So me and my husband went to the emergency room. My best friend Christine met me there. Her and the baby, they met me there. Because she's pregnant. She had to go to the hospital too. So we're there. Da 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 da. And you know how your mind tricks you sometimes, and it ticks me off so much. That's why I don't ever go to the hospital, because I know as soon as you go to the hospital, you're not sick anymore. Like, they haven't even seen you yet. You're not sick anymore, or whatever was wrong with you. It's like easing up for some reason. Sorry, guys, gotta put my glasses back on. And so I'm sitting in there in the waiting room. They called me back immediately because I'm bleeding. So they called me back immediately. My best friend goes back there with me, but she's in the next room because she was having pains in her abdomen, so she needed to be seen too. Pico, I'll be right there, baby. Calm down. So, I'm back there in the room. The lady says, take off all your clothes. I said, okay, do I need to take my pad and everything off? She's like, yes, take everything off. So I took everything off. I'm just sitting in the room with me and my best friend. Me and my best friend share everything. So, it wasn't a big deal for her to, be in there with me. So, lady comes in. She checks my, Pico, calm it down. So she takes my temperature, She asks me about my insurance and everything like that, which I don't have insurance. I've explained that to you guys before. So me and her are sitting in the room. I stand up because I feel something really, really like a ball in my freaking stomach, and like blood just starts running down my leg. I know this is like really graphic, you guys, but I have to tell you everything just so you'll know, you'll understand what was happening and the reason I haven't like updated you guys. So blood starts running down my leg, and the lady comes in. She's like, what's wrong? And I was like, well, I have like blood running down my legs and it's getting all on the floor, like if you can't see that. And she's like, why don't you have on a pad? I was like, well, the lady told me to take off literally everything. And I specifically asked her, do you want me to take off my pad and everything too? And she's like, yes, and put on the gown. So that's what I did. The lady's like, no, the doctor's not even ready to see you yet. So she was very polite. I loved her the whole time she was there. And then I'll tell you about that later. You'll understand. But I loved her. And she brought me panties, the little panties that they have. I don't wear those things. Those things can't fit over this butt. But I put a pad back on and everything, and I waited for the doctor. The doctor came to see me. She asked me what was going on. I explained to her, what was going on. I even told her that I was on the Geritol and everything like that. And she was like, yeah, I've heard of people. She was like, you're not the only one that I've seen. They were telling me about a girl that they were watching on a YouTube channel that was taking the Geritol, and she's still taking it, but they don't know what her results are yet. But they just haven't had a cycle in a very long time, and da-da-da-da. And I was like, yeah, I have a YouTube channel too. And she was like, yeah, she told me she lives in Georgia, da-da-da-da. So I'm not sure if she was talking about me, but she possibly was talking about me. But it's a lot of YouTubers out here. So it was just funny. So my nurse came back in after the doctor seen me. They put a line in she tried to get my veins on my arm, but I was telling them they can never get my veins on my arm, so you have to get it in my hand, which is my right hand. This hand always, and you can see that little dot right there on my hand, that's where they stuck me at. Because they can't get a vein in my arm at all. But then we found out that was her first day being a nurse, and this is the first one she's had to put in someone's hand. But she did it perfectly. She was so scared, and I was just letting her know, take your time and just, relax. I said my veins aren't going to move on my hand. And she tried in my other arm, and I was, she was just trying to do it in my arm instead of doing it in her hand because she was really scared to do it in my hand. So she did it in my hand, and then she was like, oh my God. She was like, am I hurting you? And I was like, no, baby, trust me. I'm used to getting it done in my hand because that's the only place that they usually can get them at. So she was like, but she was perfect. She kept, her bedside manner was like on point. Her bedside manner was like, she's going to be perfect. So, then the nurse came back in. She was like, yeah, no, you don't have any. They checked me for literally everything. They did a HIV test on me. They did other STIs, STDs, just to make sure that wasn't the reason that I was bleeding. Everything was negative. So she checked my hemoglobin. She said my hemoglobin was at an 8, so I was fine. Which to me, that still is pretty low. Because if you get to a 7, they usually hospitalize you. So I'm like, okay, whatever, you know, I take my iron pills, whatever. And she was like, have you taken one for today? And I was like, I think I might have forgot. I'm not sure. And she was like, yeah, that's probably why it's really, really low right now. So she gave me a prescription for some iron pills that was a little bit stronger than what I take. And then she gave me a prescription for Listita. And I've heard of Listita before, but I never used it or anything like that. It's I forget the name of it. I think I have it in my purse. Hold on. I think I might have it in my purse. I'm not sure. And I screwed the name up so bad on here. And I went to Publix to get it. So these are my discharge papers. So I can see it on there. It's tranexamic acid, and it was Listita, and they gave me 30 tablets, and I was to take them 3 times a day. 2 tablets 3 times a day, and they were 650 milligrams. So I got this, and it's supposed to help, not completely, I guess it's supposed to slow the bleeding of whatever, you know, your cycle or whatever when you're going through something like this. And it's completely off as of right now. I don't feel any different. I do feel like I will start back bleeding. I haven't yet, but I do feel like I will. But the only thing that I can say is, don't do what I did. Don't wait until you feel like something is wrong. Don't do anything I have done, because this is what I'm doing for me, and this is how I choose to do it. I don't want anybody following what I am doing. If you feel like, okay, this is my body, this is what I'm going to do, and if you have that mentality of what I have, is that, okay, if I mess up something, or if I can't get pregnant, like have my husband's baby, me and him have already talked about this. If I can't physically have a kid out of my womb, my vagina, then I'll just adopt. Me and him have literally talked about it. He knows, and I'm so comfortable with that, because me and him have that relationship that we talk about everything. And I'm still gonna try. Don't get me wrong. I'm still gonna try. We're still gonna try to get pregnant. I'm just not gonna include anything that's gonna make things worse for me, because I feel like I still have to go see an OBGYN. And they're gonna put me on this program. Someone told me also to go to Planning for Healthy Babies. Because of the income that I have, I will be eligible for it. Because yes, my husband works, but I work too. But I'm in Georgia. We don't make that much. But I'm just a normal person like everybody else. I don't have money. I'm not finna spend it on things that, yes, I can spend it on things that will help me with this. But that is so expensive. That is so expensive. Car insurance is already expensive enough. Yeah, we don't have a car payment, but car insurance is expensive. And we have to pay that. We got lights, we got rent. And lights in Georgia, if you don't have Georgia Power, it is expensive. You're spending like $200 to $300 a month for gas, water, and light. That is ridiculous. Like, I know we're in Georgia, but it is ridiculous here. I know if I go anywhere else, California, New York, or somewhere who is more expensive than us, you guys would think this is nothing. But when you get here and you're getting paid what we're getting here, you'll see the difference. But anyway, back to what I was saying. But as of right now, I feel like I am healthy right now, and I will make sure that I keep updating you guys on literally everything now. But I just wanted to make sure I was okay first before I uploaded a video, because uploading a video and not knowing when you're gonna update it the next time that's, I just wanted to make sure I could give you guys everything that I possibly could. So, that is what it is. And now I am good down there. I'm not bleeding. I'm good. It's perfect. My insides feel good. I feel fine. I did notice the other day though. I've been taking that. I'm finished with that Listita. That's basically a 5-day, 7-day, 6-day. I think it was like 6 days worth of pills, 6 or 7 days worth of pills. So I am completely okay right now. And I will update you guys if something else happens. Even if something else don't happen, I will still update you guys because, I know you guys, it's people out there who's just like me, who wants to know, could possibly going through the same thing that I went through. But again, that medicine was called Listida, and it's Lysteda, and I could be saying it wrong. Like that long name, Tranex is Tranexamic acid. Whatever that is, because I could be messing that word completely up. But yeah. But you guys can see that I have a smile on my face. Me and my husband haven't been able to have sex because I've been bleeding. So, but that's all in the past now. And, he's happy, but we have also got in contact with an adoption agency too. Even if we do, not an adoption agency, it's a foster care agency. So we can go through foster care and, see, start like that. That way you will know what you're getting yourself into. Because, yes, my husband has 2 kids. He has a daughter and he has a son. His son is older than his daughter. Of course, you know about his daughter. His daughter was here one day when I was recording, my stepdaughter and my baby sister. So, but yeah, everything is good. If you guys have any questions or want to know anything else, please comment down below. And if you like my videos, just like them, thumbs up them, subscribe or whatever. I don't believe in telling people to subscribe to me because it should be an option if you want to subscribe to someone. If you want to keep being updated on it. If you just want to have girl talk, give me some questions down below and I will answer them in a video. Like, it's that easy. We can all talk like girls talk and we can just talk. Like, that's basically what it is. Because I know people go through the same things I go through. And I will not mention names or anything. It's just, I feel comfortable with talking about anything. Nothing bothers me at all. Like, nothing. But let me go, guys. Because I need to go take care of this dog back here. Because Pico, here I come, Pico. He's ready to go outside. Yeah, he's ready to go outside now. Because it is like 8 o'clock my time. He's ready to go outside. Deuces.